And we're back, and we had a request after we did the Pop 66 Soda Ranch tour a little bit ago. We had a request to visit another site on Route 66 that I mentioned called the Round Barn. And so we're down here. So just kind of give a backdrop of what we're doing, where we're at, who we are, as I always do in the kind of the pre-show or pre-minutes. Hi, Tracy and Marie. Thank you for joining. Mary. A little windy out here, so if you can hear the video okay, give me a thumbs up, please, and I'll let me know. I'm going to try to, we're going to be inside in a few minutes. But, yeah, so I'm Rick Roach. And hi, Diane, you're back. Hey, thanks for coming back and joining. I know that this was something that some of you guys that just joined me on this previous Pop 66 tour wanted to see the Round Barn, so I'm here. And Lori is already inside. We're going to tour, tell a little bit of history of this place, and go in and take a look at the gift shop and the structure of the barn and those kinds of things. So we still got about 10 minutes before it starts proper. I actually had to throw this this tour on the schedule as an extension of the other one. So thank you guys for being here. And so just again, I know don't want to be redundant, but just kind of try to fill people in on the minutes prior to the tour, who we are and how we got here, what we're doing. So my name's Rick Roach, and I'm Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure. I'm the Rick, and Lori is my wife. We've been married a little over 4 years now, and our idea when we got married was to travel right and take pictures, and so we've been doing that. We have a few things on our channel, on our website, and then I discovered Heygo tours a few months ago, started doing those in October, and we actually moved to Portugal in September 12th of this year, or I say this year, no, now it's last year, so 22. So Happy New Year, everybody. And we're looking forward to a lot of great tours on Heygo in the future. So, tomorrow we've got one. We're traveling. We left Tulsa, Oklahoma this morning. Actually, we left Fort Gibson, which is where my folks live. And it's about an hour away from Tulsa. We've been visiting family there. Had a great granddaughter born December 21st. Hi, Monique. And then we spent the holiday there with them for Christmas. I did a Christmas lights tour at Rhema Bible College the other night, and that was fun. And but we wanted to just kind of share as we traveled along the route we're going. Is part of it's on Route 66. So today and tomorrow we'll be on Route 66. And so we decided to do a couple things there. I did one while I was in the Tulsa area of the Blue Whale of Catoosa. And so that one was a few days ago, about a week ago, I think now. And I will post some links. If you follow me, you should be able to see my posts. And I posted some links on there. I always try to post links with resources to the tours that I do. And then hopefully I can start putting some of these videos up and clips and things on YouTube and get those connected to Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure. So we're at the Round Barn in Arcadia, Oklahoma, which is close to Oklahoma City. And Tulsa and Oklahoma City are both on Route 66. Route 66 is 2,448 miles of highway that started from Chicago to go into Illinois. It started being built in 1926, and it was in commission until I believe they actually started taking the signs down in like 1985. But previous years to that, hi Lori, thanks for joining. Previous years to that, they replaced Route 66 with interstates that were wider and bigger and made for heavier traffic and more traffic. So There are, I think, 5 or 6 interstates. The 2 that go through Oklahoma are I-40 and I-44. So now we were on I-40 out there at Catoosa the other day with the blue whale, and now we're on the section of I-44. So going west of here, we'll be on I-44 for some period of time. And then after Amarillo tomorrow, we'll do the Cadillac Ranch in the morning. And that's going to be fun. For those of you that haven't seen that, it's a real spectacle. The decades-long art project that started in 1967 and through graffiti art and everything is just built over the years. So we got about 6 minutes. Hi, Sherry. And I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around so you can see where we're at. And this is, as you'll see in some of the historic Route 66 stops, they've actually been recognized and entered into the historic Route 66 roadside attraction directory. So we're looking at the Arcadia Round Barn in Arcadia, Oklahoma, which again is near Oklahoma City. Built in April 1898. So over 100 years old by William Oder on his farm. Restored in 1992 by Luke Robinson, community workers, and local businesses. And I believe this has been, hi Patrick, nice to see you. Thanks for joining. And I think this area, this building was actually, is now a historic monument. So I'm going to go ahead and still got about 5 minutes to get started formally, but I'm going to go ahead and get up here out of the wind and into the round barn. So, wow, what a structure. Yeah, what is it? Oh. The east side of the town of Arcadia, Oklahoma, in the year 1902 to 1905. And by the way, we're out of the wind. It's nice in here. It's a pretty warm day. And it actually, I like the smell of old wood. And this whole building was built in oak. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Lorna. Thanks for coming and just exploring with us today. This is an extension of the Pop 66 soda tour that we did earlier today. The acoustics in here are really, really fun, really amazing. And there's a stage over here. We're going to see that in a minute. Just kind of going around the room here. This is the first time I've been here, so we're exploring this together. Okay, and then here's another picture, and there's not a lot of light in here to see this, but this is going to be the west side of the town of Arcadia, Oklahoma on Highway 66 in the year 1902 to 1905. So the barn itself was built in 1898. And I don't know if down here it shows anywhere the artist's name or anything that did this, but we can take a look down here. Hi, Melinda. See, Lorna already said hi, but Mike S. and Linda C. and Elaine P. Thank you, guys. So, and then here is rendering of the round barn back then in 1902. Says we save you money. Isn't that funny? Okay, Linda from Baltimore. Oh yeah, that's great. Hey, thanks for letting me know where you're from. That does help. So if you would do that in the chat window. Well, we got a couple of minutes left here. to formally get started on the tour. That helps me know what time zone you're in, and as I do future tours and things like that, helps me be able to know when to schedule the tour so that the most people can join in. And then we do have people, New York, okay, great. We got Baltimore, Richmond, Virginia, cool. And so yeah, I got people come to these tours from all over the world, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, my wife Lori and I, we do Omaha. Nice. My wife Lori and I have Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure, and we've been in a few places. We've lived in Oklahoma, Oregon, and Washington, and now we live in Portugal, Glasgow, Scotland. All right. So this looks like this is going to be a picture of the round barn prior to its restoration. And go back down and see what year that was done. But the round barn itself was used after being built in 1898 to store hay. Okay. Oh, great. Thanks, Sherry from Ashland. All right. Yeah. So, and again, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat window. So sometimes I get carried away and really looking at what I'm exploring. But I'll try to refer back. And if you guys have questions or anything like that, if you want me to stop a little bit longer for a postcard, so I want to be sure to give you plenty of opportunities to do your postcards. And then share the postcards, because that way people get a lot of ability to share the experiences through all of us, through, the space and time that I can give you through the virtual tour, but then also, and from Sydney, cool. Thanks, Anna Smith. Oh, okay. But this, gosh, I'm going to have to see if I can find out the details on the size of this structure, but it is really, really huge. And this is I'm going to go all the way up here to see if I can see the top. So in 1898, William Oder, the owner of the property here, had over 300 acres. Hi, Jill. And we got Jane from Australia. Nice. Anna from Sydney. Good morning. So we're just starting the tour proper, but I've been given a little bit of information. This is going to be the round barn, iconic figure of Route 66. And go back over here. The round barn, when William Oder built it in 1898, was used for hay, but it was also used for events. You can see they've got some reproductions of some vintage signs here. Round Barn Rendezvous, second Sunday. And I don't know, they may actually have that going as well now. So we're going to go visit the gift shop in a few minutes. But I'm going to go back over here again. So for those that joined recently and show you the east side of the town of Arcadia, Oklahoma in the year 1902 to 1905. So this is what the town looked like. I have to get pretty close here because of the lighting for you to be able to see the actual structures that were in the area at that time, what they looked like, what the city or the town of Arcadia looked like. I don't see, I was looking for like maybe street names or names of homeowners or things like that. I don't actually see that on here. Let's see what's down here. Anyway, so a typical farm town in Oklahoma. We're very near Oklahoma City. And I try to get some postcard shots for you of the signs. Hi, Carla. Thanks for joining. And Then we'll get over here. Again, the round barn was built in 1898, and it was made from local bur oak that was soaked in the river until it became pliable. Oh, thanks, Lori, for posting that. It's nice to have those links on there. And whenever I am done with the tour, I'll post links as well. So when you follow, you can get that information. There we go. So, see, we got here. Marcia from Virginia says, my son just texted me. He and my daughter-in-law visited Pops in the barn a few years ago. They were visiting Samantha's family. She grew up in Wynwood, Oklahoma, and worked at OKC after the college. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's interesting to find all these commonalities that we have all over the country. And, one of the things about Route 66 is it does kind of tie people together through experiences. Some people just want to travel just for the nostalgia and the experiences, and road trips are always fun. So you get to go across the country from Chicago to Los Angeles on Route 66. Of course, nowadays you would travel the interstates most of the way, but there's still some of old Route 66 that's intact and drivable, very drivable. The best and easiest part of Route 66 that still remains intact and one of the longest pieces is actually between Springfield, Missouri and Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so since I lived in the Tulsa area and traveled into Missouri, Springfield, and some of those areas further north, there's a town up there called Branson that has an amusement park called Silver Dollar City. And we used to go up there once or twice a year and take the kids, sometimes in the summer, sometimes in the winter for Christmas. They have a lot of nice Christmas lights. Hi, Camilo. And I'm going to go ahead. Here's the stage in the center. And this place has amazing acoustics. I can imagine having music in here would be great fun. So they do use this, the round barn now for activities such as weddings, anniversaries, receptions, parties of all kinds. And let me try to I keep moving that around. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you get a good postcard. Y is on here. Thanks, Y, for the feedback. So we've been up here in the top part of the barn. And again, it's we got, of course, the barn rules here. Evelyn from Indonesia. Hey, Evelyn. Great to have you. And B, nice to see you guys. I'm going to do another tour on Route 66 tomorrow in Amarillo, Texas at the Cadillac Ranch. Which is some Cadillacs that were stuck in the ground a long time ago, nose down, and have become artifacts over the years with a lot of graffiti art. Hi, Robin, Nova Scotia, nice. April and Justin. So I'm going to come back out here where I started prior to the event here and let you get a postcard. I like to always get postcards of the signs. So for your reference, you can keep these and remember where you were when you did this tour, all the information about it. So we're on Route 66, roadside attraction, the Arcadia Round Barn in Arcadia, Oklahoma. Yeah, I know, round barns are very unusual. And some of the history of that is this guy, William Oder, that built it in 1898 on his, I think it was 360 acres he had in a farm, was the idea that tornadoes and storms would go around a round barn instead of going through it and destroying it. And those of you that know anything about Oklahoma know that it is in the area of the country called Tornado Alley. I lived in Oklahoma for 40 years and saw quite a few storms. Saw some devastation of some major tornadoes. Show the barn from the outside. Yeah, I'm trying to get as far back as I can. See Marcia and capture the whole barn. I will probably have to move around to the side to do that, but this is the side where the entry is for the gift shop and to go up to the top there. So yeah, Tornado Alley can be deadly. Yep. So, but so that was the idea of the round barn, was to say maybe the storms would go around it instead of going through it and destroying it. I'm going to come back down here for another, maybe a better shot for postcards. This is the highway. Actually, we'll turn around here and look real quick. This is actually a piece of the old highway here, the original Route 66 that was built starting in 1926. Yes, it is a tourist attraction. A lot of people like to drive Route 66 on road trips. If you can look down there in the distance, when you zoom in, that's where we were earlier today. You might be able to see that 66-foot tall structure of a soda pop bottle sculpture. And whoops, some of you were on here earlier for that. But this is the old Mother Road here. Route 66 was called the Mother Road of U.S. because it connected the east side, starting in Chicago, to the west side in L.A. of the U.S. Let me get this up here a little bit. See if we can get a postcard shot of the building and the structure here. You know, hopefully that's going to be a good one for you. And then I'm going to go around here. And it is free admission here to the barn. They have a gift shop inside that helps fund the maintenance. This building was restored, I think, in like the 1990s from its original building of 1898. After many, many years, of course, even oak will deteriorate. So the oak planks, while they were green, they used local bur oak so that they could harvest it green and then soak it in the river until it became pliable. And then they shaped it where that it could be connected together into a round structure. Let's see if we can go around here as well and see some of the what's on some of the signs here. We'll maybe get a little bit more history. So we've got, of course, it looks like they've got quite a few names here on these bricks. So I'm sure sponsors that helped with the reconstruction process. They were able to do that. Oh, actually, no, Evelyn, the structure itself is made of bur oak that was harvested locally. And then the planks were soaked in the river long enough to become pliable. And then they were formed into the shape of arc type shape of, round, where they could be connected together. So I'm going to get a little bit closer and we'll just kind of get a little better look at the wood itself. So looks like the bottom here, it has, a stone base, stone structure for the floor. And so that is rock and mortar, and so forth. And we'll go inside and see what the floor is actually made from. I imagine that this brick wall right here was added later. It does have commemorative bricks and those kinds of things on it. So the original barn wouldn't have included that. Let's kind of scroll back around here a little bit. Let you get a postcard of that sign there, the Arcadia Round Barn. And there's a sign across the street and additional parking across the street for people that want to visit here. And we'll come around here and you can see the historic marker for Route 66 for this area. I don't know if I have time. I'll get over there and we'll do a postcard of that so you can have that in your reference for where we're at today. But I'm going to go ahead and go inside while we have time. I didn't schedule a lot of time for this tour. We're actually traveling, going across the state, across the United States. Left Oklahoma this morning in Fort Gibson, which is near Muskogee, where I was born, and a long time ago. I'll be 60 this year, so it's hard to believe. But anyways, so we're going to go on in the gift shop and look around. It's free admission here. It does say that items are purchased to help keep the old barn open, maintenance and those kinds of things. And so they have a donation box here, a place to sign yourself in with a guest book. People from all over the world. Let's see what we have here on the guest book. Looks like quite a few people from Oklahoma City and Tulsa, and those are close by. So, and then we got, Rick and Lori Roach. Lori signed our name in here from Tavira, Portugal. So we moved to Tavira, Portugal in mid-September this past year, 2022. So there's a lot of information here on the history of this area and the barn itself. So I'm going to do some of these things here. I'll let you capture these on postcards, and then you can go back and read all that information. There's way too much here for me to say and to talk about. Here's some of the barn facts. Why was it round? Some people say and have asked. And they thought that the storms would go around it. So here is a little blurb, a history of Oklahoma U.S. 66, Route 66. Started as a dirt road in 1917. And then was actually designated a state highway in 1926. Cyrus Avery from Oklahoma was on the Federal Highway Administration and the planning committee for what was the big idea then was an interstate highway to connect the east to the west side of the U.S. Here's some history on the restoration of the building. Hi, Alan, Ann, and Hope. Let's see. So I'm going to try to scroll. I missed the chat here about who owns the round barn. So I believe there's a private individual that owns it at this point. We can get that information. I can put that in the post. If you'll follow me, you can see my posts, get my notifications for other tours that I'll be doing. Like I say, we're here from Portugal on vacation, and here's a little trip guide brochure. So I'll take that out and maybe put some interesting facts up on Rick and Lori's grandadventure.com website or our Facebook site, and then post it on the Heygo channel. So, yeah, so there's some more structures, interesting things here about the barn itself and Route 66. So we got up here 38,000 shingles on the top of this thing. Wow, that's nice. Is it a private tourist place owned by the town, city, or state? Yeah, that was the one I was looking at. I will answer that question here in a few minutes because I am not sure. I believe it's a private individual that owns it. And so here's some history of Route 66, Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica in LA County. Some more history of this area. Memorials. And this says, talking about some of the artifacts and some of the structures in the area. Thank you, Alan, for joining here. And let's see. Hi, Diane. Yes, Linda C. Lori and I are living in Portugal in a town called Tavira in the Algarve region over there, which is a nice area of Portugal on the southern end. Nice warm weather, Mediterranean kind of climate. And so we love it over there. We came back here to see our new little granddaughter come into the world on December 21st. We got in Oklahoma on the 17th or 18th, I guess it was. So we were able to be there for that. And Marcia, did we randomly decide to move to Europe? Well, kind of, yeah, in a way. Thanks, Diane. Yeah, Lily, our little granddaughter, is beautiful. And so she's our 18th grandchild. We have 9 kids between us. And yeah, so Portugal is a great place for people to retire. It's actually less expensive to live than it is in the U.S. They've got great health care. It's a very safe country. I mean, the global index of safety and health, as far as facilities there's a lot of hospitals there that either public or private that are really good for your health care. Yes, Linda, I will go back to Portugal and do tours there. I've actually done some. That's how I got started on Heygo, was in Portugal. And Elaine, how does one immigrate there? Okay, so it's interesting. They have a process to apply for a visa called a D7 visa. It's a residency visa. And so we went through that process, and we're still in the process. We have a appointment with the immigration service when we get back in the last part of January. And then we'll have temporary residency status there for 2 years, renewable at the end of that time for another 3 years. And then if we want to, we can apply for citizenship there as well. But yeah, as a resident, you're able to access the public health care system there. Tavira is a nice little town for it's about 25,000 people there, and a lot of tourists, a lot of people do their holiday there from the UK, and then a lot of people are starting to move there from the U.S. and other countries for the climate and all of the benefits of living overseas in Europe. So we plan to do a lot of exploration there, posting on our channel, Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure. Yeah, I'll definitely put some on there. And if you look on my channel, you'll see some of the previous tours that I've done in Portugal. I've retired some of those already because it's been a while. I don't plan to do them again, but some I will. And there's a neat view of the city of Tavira from the castle walls there. But kind of getting back to where we're at now, we're looking at quite a few artifacts here and historical objects and memorabilia for Route 66 and for the Round Barn here in Arcadia, Oklahoma. Here's some bricks that have the different town names on them that were taken. Can you get dual citizenship? Yes, Marcia, it does. It's possible. So yeah, Tulsa, we got Oklahoma City, we got Okmulgee, Kiowa, Ada, Muskogee. There's Chickasha. So we wanted to do Route 66, which show some scenes while you're driving at some point in the series. That's possible. Yeah, I hadn't considered that actually going live during the driving portion, but maybe I'll do that. We might set that up. This actually is an impromptu tour that I'm doing right now for this structure, for this stop on Route 66. We did Pop 66 up the road. That was one I scheduled a couple days ago. I knew we were going to be in this area. And I'll probably go ahead and put some of the clips and photos and some of those types of things on our channel on Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure. Yeah, Linda said, yeah, talked Rick into doing the round barn. Yep. Lori was talking about it. She was excited too. And so we've driven past here several times as we've been back and forth across the country. And we just have never been able to come in. It's been closed and stuff like that for the times that we've been back through here. But hi, Viola. Here's a little more info. So the gift shop has quite a few items and memorabilia in it. And so souvenirs of Route 66 and things like that. Kind of come around here a little closer to the area where some of these items are offered. Hello.
Howdy.
Hi there.
My husband here, he can help you out.
Okay, what's your name?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah.
All right, Dusty. I've got about, I don't know how many people are on here now, but probably 50 or 60 that are live from all over the world. And I'm on a channel called Heygo. We do a Heygo app.
H-A-G-O?
Heygo. Okay. Yep. And Heygo, that's it. So my wife and I, we have a channel called Rick and Lori's Grand Adventure, and I started doing these Heygo tours. They're live tours. So able to share things, adventures that we have and things we explore all over the world. We moved to Portugal a few months ago, and then we're back on vacation. So we're traveling Route 66. We saw some of our family in Oklahoma, and now we're heading out to Utah and Oregon and see the rest of the kids and grandkids and stuff like that. So they're greeting you. They're saying hello, sir. And so just how long have you been here in the round barn working?
Well, I retired in 2008, and I started out here in 2010.
Yeah. And was the gift shop here then?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's been a real nice volunteer job for me. I meet people from all over, like you.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So what can you tell us about the round barn and Route 66 and how they're connected?
Well, the Route 66 came through in 1926. So the barn was here before Route 66.
Mm-hmm.
Just an old dirt road out there.
Yeah.
But, the farmer, William Oder.
I'm going to let you
Okay.
get a hold of that.
The farmer, he lived in the house right back there. It's his original home. He came down from Kansas and bought it from a guy who got the property in the land run. But he decided to make an unusual barn, and he thought it would withstand wind better. A lot of wind in Oklahoma. And he thought the circular design would be stronger. Be stronger in the wind. So the Deep Fork River is down there about a half mile. He cut his lumber down there from bur oak trees, set up a sawmill down there, sawed everything. And to get the curvature in the boards, he'd soak them in the river, and then he put them in these forms to retain the curvature. And when they dried, they would retain the curvature. And a lot of these planks you see up here, especially the dark ones, those are from the original barn. It caved in, and a bunch of retired guys donated their skills and their time to rebuild the barn, and they did it exactly according to the original specifications. Mm-hmm. So we're really proud of it. We have musical events upstairs. The acoustics are really good upstairs, and meetings. And serves a lot of purposes to this day.
Yeah. Thank you, Dusty.
Well, you're welcome.
It's great to get that insight here from somebody that's been here a while and kind of helped out and knows what's going on. So, yeah, we're just excited to be here. We did the Pop 66, earlier today, and did that as a little tour for people. And some of the folks I started talking about the idea that my wife Lori and I were going to stop here because we saw, well, we're actually here at a time when it's open, because we've been here several times and it wasn't open, things like that. We were not in the right hours, but so it's interesting. This is a lot bigger and there's a lot more to it than I thought. I mean, all the things inside here, the memorabilia and the gift shop and everything is really nice and lets people understand a little bit of the history of Route 66 in Oklahoma and this area. So it's quite a unique structure. And it's got a neat history. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Sure.
So I'm going to just kind of pan around here a little bit more and
enjoy your trip.
Thank you. We'll kind of look around at a few more things here. And this has kind of got some like vintage items here that are, so we've got some books and some DVDs, it looks like here, some older movies and some things like some LP records. So I know that's, hi, Violetta is here and Evelyn from Indonesia again. And so we're going to just look around a little bit longer. We're almost done with the tour. So about our time's about over. Ever see the TV show Route 66? Yeah, I've seen that a long time ago. And it actually was made in the 60s, I believe. Old black and white. It was actually, I think there might have been a movie, but I think there was also a series. And a couple of guys traveling Route 66 together, having adventures. So, yeah, that's right. He was wearing a sweatshirt from Pops where we were just earlier today. And so I'm going to probably be wrapping it up. I think we made the whole tour around here. There's some clothing items. So if you get this way and you're traveling anywhere near Oklahoma City and old Route 66, I showed you earlier, we're out front there, that we're actually on a portion of the old original highway that's been replaced by interstates over the years. If you've ever seen the little animated movie Cars, it talks about kind of what happened when the big highways came in, and then these little towns, some of the little towns that were dependent on the highway for their commerce, their economy, were just devastated. But now a lot of these towns are taking advantage of the nostalgic kind of idea of Route 66, and they're starting to put up monuments and things like that for people to visit. And Route 66 itself has become, I want to say, one of those road trips that's kind of one of those bucket list road trips for a lot of people. And I've traveled it from Tulsa, Oklahoma, in that area, going west, all the way out, almost made it to the end the last time to Santa Monica, but we didn't quite get there. So, yep. For the next stops. Okay. Thank you, Linda and Elaine. I do appreciate that. And thank you, Dusty, again. And we are going to head on out. It looks like it's starting to rain a little bit, so we got quite a bit of traveling to do from here to Amarillo, Texas. I think we've got about another 6 hours to drive, so we got to be careful and on the roads there and everything. And then tomorrow morning we'll do the thank you, Linda, for the tip. I do appreciate that. we'll do the Cadillac Ranch. Thanks, Elaine. I appreciate the tips. That's very, very helpful. And follow. If you'd like to follow, see my tours that are coming up, both in the U.S. and then those in Portugal when we get back about mid-January. Leave a review, and we'll catch you again next time. So everybody take care of yourselves, and God bless. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Rain's coming in.
It is.